welcome to week 5. I am Susan Hyde and I'm with the Confident Mom. And we are wrapping up this 5-week series. So I'm glad that you have hung on till the end. There's been a lot of material here for you to work on. Hopefully, you've put it into practice with the action guides and have really focused each week on making some small changes because that's the only way things are going to happen. Me talking to you in a video is not going to change things in your home, but actively putting into practice some of the key components is what is going to make the change for you. So let's review a few of the things that we've talked about over the last few weeks. So first of all, we want to keep our focus on ourselves. Know that you are part of the equation. It's so important to remember that piece. So we all wanted to think we could control our kids, but they have a mind of their own. The situations that often happen in our home, we want to remember that we're playing a part in that. So focusing on what part that is going to be important. Also, another concept that I wanted to share today was talking about giving your child choices. So it's really amazing how this can really empower your child and create some connectedness in your family. So for many years, I never really gave choices. I thought, you know what, my kids should just do what I say. I shouldn't be giving them choices. Like, why would I give them choices? That doesn't make any sense. But once I kind of thought about this and allowing my child to have a little bit of control in some of the areas that just were not that important, really empowered them and gave them this ability to feel important. And it was amazing what happened. So, have you been doing that? Have you been giving choices where you can in your home? It creates a connectedness, a unity, a we're in this together rather than always mom is always telling me what to do. When they have a piece of the pie, you get a different kind of response. So maybe it's something as simple as, would you like celery or carrots in your lunch? Would you like to take your 15 minutes of screen time before dinner or after dinner? Those kind of simple choices on things that don't really matter that much will empower your child. And it really honestly equips them because as they grow older, they are going to be faced with choices. And so they're already going to have some experience making choices and putting that into practice. So take a look at that area this next week to see if you can incorporate that. Another reminder is our biggest enemy is our own reactive behavior. I know for me, it was the biggest enemy for so many years, and I carried so much guilt with regard to yelling at my kids and then feeling guilty and having to apologize, which I'm glad I did. I mean, that's a key component. I was wrong. I shouldn't have yelled, and so I did apologize. But I still had that guilt. It was just a lot of wasted energy. So realizing our reactive behavior is our responsibility, and we can choose to respond and respond in a way that produces connectedness with our kids and a better relationship. And then also, our energy needs to be focused more on ourselves. So, looking at ourselves, understanding that self care is important, that we can't fill from an empty cup, realizing our part is important, and that we do play a piece to whatever situation is going on in your home. If you have a battle that is pretty consistent, happening every day or every other day, really take some time and sit down and look at the components of that situation where maybe you and your child are butting heads constantly. Usually we're playing a part in that if we shift our part, they have to shift their part. So I suggest that if you have those situations, truly sit down and think about what part you're playing and what shift you could make in order to change that dance. So and on the action guide, you'll see there's some pretty open questions for you to kind of look at. How would you like to see things change in your home? What does that look like? What about your relationship with your child bothers you? I mean, these are some deep questions, so I would take some time and really focus on those. Maybe pray about them before, you kind of maybe journal about them. And then lastly, I want to talk about connecting with our kids. So often, we spend a lot of time creating these homes for our families, and we love doing that. But I have found more and more we are spending less time in our home, more time running around everywhere else doing different activities. And there's lots of good activities, don't get me wrong, but we aren't spending the amount of time at home that we used to. So there's less opportunity to really connect as a family and for us to connect with our kids. So I've shared here a questionnaire that you can give to your child. So if your child is too young to read it, go ahead and sit down with them and do it together. Hopefully you'll get the same kind of answers and they won't feel embarrassed or whatever. And then if your child's older, let them have it and fill it out and then set up a time to kind of talk about their answers. You might be really surprised on some things that they say. But this is going to be an opportunity for you to connect on a level that maybe these questions, these things would not have come up in just normal conversation. So it's going to be a jumping off place for you to be able to have a connecting point with your child. And connecting with your child, spending time together, is only going to reap the reward of them wanting to cooperate and for you both to have a better relationship together. So it's just a key piece to the puzzle. So hopefully if you have any, questions or need to review any of the weeks, they're going to be here. Feel free to leave a comment if you have a question. If you have a suggestion or something that worked for you during this 5-week series, please share it because I know that other moms helping other moms makes a difference. So I don't have all the answers, but community, we can help each other. So please feel free to share the blog post with a friend who may be struggling in an area, and then just know that they will be here viewable as long as the blog is here, so you can feel free to share them. So I hope you enjoyed this series. I know it went for 5 weeks, but I really wanted to give you some time to absorb the material and put it into action as well. So if you're still feeling overwhelmed, just focus on one or two areas. Don't feel like you have to do all these changes at once. And I can tell you, when you start to shift one or two areas, it will make a difference. So, alrighty, everybody, take care.